Okay, well there we go.
Okay, and see how I cropped it? See when you start filming, how it changes the cropping? I don't like that. So I'm going to back it up just a little bit.
I
so
do like that.
The chopped off the top of her head.
I know, I'm joking.
And then you can just.
I was drinking.
Why did it? Yeah. Why did it do that though? Just more settings or what?
Because it tells you if you're filming in different modes, and when you do it in auto mode, it just crops it just a little bit, so you get the framing right. But then when you press record, it changes it just a little bit. I'm still learning with this guy.
I wonder why.
Okay.
I wonder if it's like some fixed resolution it's jumping to.
Jalapeno poppers.
Oh, the legendary jalapeno poppers. These are award-winning, right?
They are. First place award-winning jalapeno poppers and still entertain today.
Wow. Okay, so what all goes into it right now?
So at the moment, once you have your jalapenos and you take out all the seeds, what you want to do is get your cream cheese. You want it to be room temperature so that it is softened. And we like to season the cream cheese with Crawford's BBQ, SAL season, and just enough to where it's kind of peppered in, so you can kind of see where it's in there.
That looks delicious.
And then you want to, of course, go ahead and fill in all of your poppers with the cheese. And then we have the other process after on where the secret, Takis. You want them to be crushed up very fine.
So it's kind of like a seasoning.
It is kind of like a seasoning. You don't want to put too much because you don't want to overpower everything. You kind of want everything to work together within the popper. And then one of the other secrets that we like to add, because we like to add different elements to the poppers, is seasoned steak. Now usually we like to marinate them overnight in another secret. But for right now we have just cut up thin round steak to where it'll fit directly across the popper. Again, seasoned with Crawford's.
Well, I can't wait. So this is part 1 or part 4, or I can't. It's pretty detailed.
It is. It is.
So let's break from here and go out to the pit, the smoker, and see what Joe's doing to prepare for this. We'll be right back.
Hi, my name is Joseph Portwood of Portwoods BBQ. Today we're going to be cooking on the 55-gallon Gateway smoker drum. I just got it a few months back, so I'm still learning. I also got a 30-gallon as well. But as you can see, this one's custom made. It's got the Texas Wrap logo around it, which is awesome. But today I'm going to be cooking for my family because today is National Barbecue Day, so I have to cook something. So we're going to be doing brisket along with some chicken and jalapeno poppers. And also I have a beef rib. So we're going to get all that on here, and if I need any more space, I've got in a 30-gallon drum. But we're going to be running with B&B charcoal today, some logs and some wood chips, and also we're going to be using mesquite wood for flavor and color. We're looking probably around a 5-hour cook time for the brisket, 2 to 3 for chicken, 2.5 maybe for the poppers, depending on the internal temp and how I like it to look. Excuse me. Beef rib is easy. It's going to be 5 hours. We're going to take it off at 170 and internal, wrap it in butcher paper, put it back on. It'll take about an hour more, and then we'll get it up to 208. It'll be ready to go. We'll let it rest for at least an hour or two before we cut into that. But right now I'm getting ready for the jalapeno poppers as an appetizer. So we're going to be doing me and my wife's jalapeno poppers. We've won in a competition, so we're going to be using standard jalapenos with cream cheese and Crawford's seasoning, the all-purpose, which Lone Star Barbecue, and a big shout out to them, and thanks for this awesome pit. Thanks Brian Crawford. I still love this, and it's the best pit I've had so far. But we'll put some Crawford seasoning in that. Then we'll go ahead and put a slice of whatever steak you'd like. You can do sirloin, some cheap steak. You can do Wagyu if you like. It's really up to you and your price range. But we keep it simple, and keeping it simple, it seems to be getting us to the prize to go home with. So we'll go ahead and put the steak on there. Then we'll wrap it with the bacon. And we'll go ahead and throw them on about 250, 300 degrees for about an hour or two. And then we'll take them, look at them. And whenever we like the color of all of them, and whether that crispiness on the bacon is ready, we'll go ahead and take them off, glaze them, put them back on the pit for another 15 minutes, let that glaze really sit. And then we'll take them off, let them rest for a minute because they will be very hot. And then it'll be serving time. So with the brisket, I'm gonna do a hot and fast. What they do with these gateways, they're really good for hot and fast. So you're talking about if you get a standard brisket, which is between 12 and 17 pounds, it's gonna take 16 plus hours to cook on the slow. Let's say like an offset cooker. And that's running at about 250, 275. This will be straight 300, maybe a little over. So what I'll do is I'll trim the brisket, obviously, put it on for 2 hours, take it off, wrap it in foil, and put some either Cosmos beef broth in it or its own au jus from the fat drippings. We'll wrap that, we'll put it back on for another 3 hours. Should be done, excuse me, mosquito. And we'll take it off. Let it rest for an hour or two because it's going to be blazing hot. You don't want to bite into a brisket that just came off and it's temping out at 208, 211 degrees because you're going to burn yourself. So we'll let it rest along with everything else. So beef ribs and brisket, they're really similar in cooking. We're going to do 1 bone beef rib today as well. I usually do the 3 to 4, but it's just a small group, so we don't need 3 or 4 dino bones, because that's a lot of food and it can get expensive depending on the kind of meat you get. But we're going to be doing that and we're looking forward to it. And getting the pit started, as you can see, it's slowly creeping up. That's what we want. And once it gets up to temp, we're going to throw some mesquite chips on there. Let it come back up to temp, and then once it gets between 275, 300, maybe a hair over, we'll go ahead and put all the food on and go from there. And we'll be back and let you know how the process is going. We'll see you soon. Alright, so we're still waiting on our gateway to get up to temp. It's going to be about 20-30 minutes, and then I'll throw the wood chips on. But right now, while we're waiting, we're going to go inside and see how Jamie's doing on her prepping of the jalapeno poppers. So I'll see you inside. Let's go.
Okay, so right now we're going to be assembling the poppers. As of right now, we already have the cream cheese in along with the sprinkled Takis. You want to do it just like a seasoning, like if you're going to sprinkle it with salt and pepper. Next, you're just going to pick out one of your favorite pieces of steak and measure it up. That one looks good. Now, before we put on the steak, what we're going to use is going to be the Texas pepper jelly, rib candy, and pineapple habanero. And I have some in this little bowl right here. And you kind of just want to drizzle some on over the Takis to give it a little bit of sweetness to kind of complement the heat, but still give you just some more in-depth flavor. Lay the steak right on, and then we're going to then wrap in bacon. Stretch out your bacon just a little bit. And I like to start at the top and just wrap it around. As my kids like to say, give it a tucky in. You got your popper. Assemble our popper. We already have the Takis on there. We're going to now drizzle the rib candy. Add your steak. I like to smash it in just a little bit. Next, you're going to get your bacon. Give it a little pull. Not too much or else you're going to rip it. Start from the top and slowly wrap. Cover each layer just a little bit more than the last. And there you have your popper.
So guys, we got the jalapeno poppers ready. We got about 20, right, Jamie?
Yes, we do.
Yeah. So we got the pit rolling around 250, between 250 and 300. So we're gonna let these go for about an hour to 2, and make sure we get that color we like. We're going off color, not just looks, but not internal temperature. So once you've been smoking for a while, yes, it's good to get the internal temperature. That flickered. And but we like to look at the color, so we like that rich mahogany look on there. And then we'll take them off, and that's when we're ready to glaze. But that'll be about an hour and a half. So yeah, we'll just wait till then. We'll have a couple of drinks and have fun with the family. We'll see you soon.
Drinks.
Sorry.
I'm good, man.
All right, put it back on. That's it.
All right, welcome back. It's been about 30 minutes since the poppers have been on. We're still rolling a beat around 250, 275. Low and slow is going to be today. We got a little thicker bacon, and the jalapenos are a little bit smaller, so we'll get that good crisp in there. I just spritzed it. If you could hand me the spritz, that'd be great. Thank you. So this is my spritzer. It's about a cup of water and 2 cups of apple juice. Just get that sweet in there, and it'll keep it real moist so we don't dry out the bacon too fast. So we got about another 30 minutes. We'll check it again, see the color, see how crispy that bacon's getting, and we'll spritz it again. And then if they're not done by that, we'll go another 30 minutes. So we're just playing it by looks, not temperature. Like I said, you just want a real nice, rich mahogany color on it. And we'll check back in 30 minutes.
What does mahogany?
I'm just being silly. So we are back. It's been about 30 minutes since the last time we opened up the pit. So we're going to check them again and see if they need a spritz and see how the color is on the poppers.
Make sure they got that mahogany smell according from the last time.
Exactly. Ooh, we're getting there. Some of them are getting a little crispy. So what I'm going to do here, I should have put my gloves on already. We're going to go ahead and rotate this this grate. That way we can get an even cook on them. Because over here, you can't see it from the camera, but some of them are getting a little bit more darker than the other side. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to turn the grate completely around, and that way we can get a better cook on this side and even it out instead of getting this side completely burnt, because we don't want that. So we're going to spritz it. Thank you. Thank you. Get that moisture back on it. It's looking good. All right. If you want to put the lid back on, that'd be great. So right now we're in an hour cook time right now for these poppers. We're going to go another 30 minutes because they need more cook time on it. And so we'll be back in another 30 minutes to see if either they're done or they need more spritzing. Anything to add, Miss Jamie?
No, you covered it.
Awesome.
As you always do.
We'll see you here soon. Go. Now keep your pit clean.
It's apple.
I just sprayed it down. Today's episode of Portwoods BBQ is brought to you today by Gateway Drum Smokers, which is graciously provided by Lone Star Barbecue Pro Shop and Gifts. So thank you, Brian Crawford, for this beautiful pit.
The meat has been given to us, actually purchased at Shots Meat Market. They also have locations in Helotes and on Galebo Road in San Antonio, Texas. They have awesome meat, great selection, great prices.
We'll see you soon when the poppers are done. Alright, so it's been about another 30 minutes on these poppers, and I just took a look at them, and we're getting the color we like. And Jamie's going to go ahead and glaze them with the rib candy, the pineapple habanero. And once we get that on, we'll close the pit back up and then let them sit for about 15 minutes. Let that glaze really thicken up and stick to it. It's a little sweet and a little heat and just that much more pop to the flavor. So that's what we'll be doing right now. She's almost done.
Oh, you don't want to tell them the reason why I do this and you don't?
Because I'm the boss, I don't know.
No. I have tougher hands than he does, seem a little bit more delicate. All right, so these are our award-winning poppers that we have done before. I would have to say the rib candy probably is a secret weapon to these. They do add that little bit of sweetness to complement the heat, which is what a lot of people like. And we knew these were winners because I, for one, do not like jalapeno poppers whatsoever. And we went to the drawing board how many times?
At least 10 to 15.
At least 10 to 15 times. He would have me try them. I would take one bite, walk away, try another set, take one bite, walk away. When we came up with these, and they sat on the cutting board, and he would watch me go into the kitchen, take a bite, I would come back, take another bite, come back, take another bite, come back. That's how we knew these were winners. And they've been people pleasing.
Guess they
all
have.
this time.
People like Takis, especially the millennials, but that's alright. Never thought of putting Taki on a popper, but it really does make it pop, if you will. But yeah, the rib candy, like she said, it's really just icing on top, and it looks like candy, but it is really good. Not too much heat and a little bit of sweet. So we're gonna let them sit for a little bit, and then they'll be ready to come off here in about 10